Okay, so hey America. Anyway, uh, so um, I'm goofy as hell, but anyway, so I just want to tell y'all a little story real quick. So anyway, I had sent my license off to be in the pharmacy. And in the application they ask you several questions, different questions, about just your history and stuff like that past. So it was a question that asked me like, have I been to jail? Have I ever been, uh convicted and all that. So of course I know I had been in jail. But I'm just thinking to myself like that was years ago. Both of the situations or whatever, and like it shouldn't pop up because I was not even 21 and this and that third, and like basically I'm just thinking to myself like, okay, well, I'm gonna put no. So a couple of weeks later come by, I get a letter in the mail, and my license was denied. It said because that you were asked a question where you ever went have you ever went to jail, and you put no, and it shows that our records say that you have went to jail. So I had to go all the way to Jackson to the border pharmacy, and basically, my manager was telling me like, this is a place where it's like 10 councils where they're gonna ask you questions. They're gonna act like you did something wrong, regardless if you didn't. They're gonna talk to you a certain type of way. So just always remember that you're going there to get your license, and that's it. And I was just thinking to myself, like, okay, how bad could it be? Just a border pharmacy. Okay, so then I get down there, and it's like I was kind of like towards the end, so I saw like a lot of different cases, a lot of different situations, and basically, it was like I was in a courtroom. So when they called me up or whatever, they asked about the situation, who this. More of the story is one of the counselors told me like, it is not my concern, nor is it my responsibility, uh, your ignorance of the law. And I was just like, oh. And then he was like, but we're going to reinstate your license. Good day. So that kind of set me. Because I was like, first and foremost, it's not that I have ignorance of the law. But see, certain situations that you think are negative, are always positive. Because when those situations happen, I never went back to look and see if that stuff was on my record. I never went back to see if it had got taken off. I never went back to see, okay, if it was or if it wasn't. So I definitely was ignorant, not because of the law, but because of my own situation. I never took the proper steps to sit there and say, well, you did this. And because of the simple fact that it happened so long ago, and I wasn't really caring about it, and I was foolish and all that, certain that you do in your past will follow you if you don't take the proper procedure to get rid of it or even concern. And because I was so mad at the situations then, I didn't even care to think about them or to even go get them like removed or anything expunged. I used to work at the Congress office. And the crazy thing about it is I knew how that shit worked, and I still didn't take the proper time to do it. And that's just like anything in life. Nobody It's nobody else's responsibility or concern your knowledge of ignorance or something. And people have to constantly understand, it doesn't matter what you do or what you don't do. I don't care how much you went to school, how many degrees you get, how many certifications, how many licenses. I don't care if you don't have anything. You never stop educating yourself. You never feel, you know, cynical to something, thinking that everything is supposed to go this way because of a situation that you did make happen or did make happen. If you're involved in any situation, you have to take responsibility for your part and your part only. And because of the situations that did happen, I never even thought twice about that. I never thought twice about it was coming up to me in my adult years. But that was something I was ignorant about. And I think that's the thing. People have to understand that if you don't continue to educate yourself in everything that you're doing, if you don't continue to go out there and inspire to do more for yourself, it's going to be situations that you will face in life that you're not going to be prepared for because you haven't did your proper research and you haven't did what you're supposed to do in that matter. And I just think people have to understand, like, even when you have a certain type of vision, everybody's not going to see your vision the way they see your vision. But it's the problem when people ridicule you for your vision. But because they do that, they do it out of ignorance, because they don't see nothing in what you're doing, because they don't see nothing in what they're doing. And if anything, if they are doing something, they don't want you to surpass them in doing it. You have to understand that everything that you do goes through a process of energy. And I'm learning every day, like, my energy is more sacred than I thought it was. You know how you always be like, good vibes only, good energy only. It's simple things that has nothing to do with anybody else but you, or people you are close to. Just like when you cooking food. What type of energy you have or what type of mood you in reflects on that food that you're cooking. When you're sitting there cleaning up your house, depending on how you clean your house and all the energy that you have doing it, puts that energy into your house. And it's bigger sometimes than people just think. Oh, well, bad vibes from people or bad energy from people. And absolutely, like, some people just have bad vibes, some people just have bad energy, and it's best to stay with them. But as a person, you still have the responsibility for your energy, for what do you do put out in the world. And people don't know that it's like simple things. Anything that you touch, anything that you walk into, depending on how your energy is, that's the type of energy you're going to get back. And I'm trying so hard as a person, because I'm not one of those people that just ever took this level of understanding of stuff. I never took this time to realize, like, you can dissect every part. Even when you think you know something, it's some stuff you don't know. It's some stuff that you might know, but it's deeper roots to that. So I always remember, like, no matter what, do your research, educate yourself. I always remember that the energy that you have is the energy that's going to be returned to you, even in your everyday life. Right now I'm writing my, like I said, my autobiography. And the first book that I did do, that I'm finished with now, the process about to start printing, it's like I had so much good energy in it. And that's probably why I felt as like it did, because I was positive the whole time. I wasn't letting nobody's negative feedbacks get to me, even though they tried to come. And it's like, because of what energy I put out into it, I feel like it's going to come back. Just like my autobiography, this is something more personal, because it's actually about my childhood. And I prayed before it because I wanted to be successful. And my thing about it is, I learned that you can sit there and want a journey, and you could speak into existence. Like, I know that I'm going to be famous. I know I'm going to do this. But at the end of the day, that's the journey I want. But I want God to guide me down the journey that He wants me to go on. So you speak stuff into existence, but still also understand that it's always a higher plan for you. And you don't have to be just this religion person. It's always something out there that's higher than you. That's just all you need to know. Like, it's always going to be something higher. So the vision that you do have, you have to always understand that it's still going to be put the way it needs to be put through. Your journey might not be the journey that you've seen that you want to go down, but at the end of the day, it's going to be the feeling at the end. It doesn't matter if I'm on TV from 5 years from now, from 50 years from now. I know one day somebody's going to notice me, even if it's my kids and they see me in the newspaper. It's something that I spoke into existence because that's something that I wanted. And that's something that I strive for with the help of God, and just molding me into what He wants and not what I want. And I think that the biggest thing in everything is self accountability. Stop pointing out what people do. Stop pointing out how people treat you. And stop sitting there saying, well, you act a certain type of way because of what somebody did to you. Don't let nobody take your good energy away. What you can do is walk away from some situations and pray from situations, or just leave them, period. Like, don't deal with them anymore. And that's something I'm doing now. Like, just walking away from certain situations that take away from my peace, take away from my good energy, take away from my good vibes. Because people will destroy your peace on purpose, and you have to ignore it. You have to look at it and say, I have a bigger vision out here that I'm fighting for. So that story was to tell y'all, it's so many things out here that you do young and you do in your adults that's going to track you for the rest of your life. But depending on how you handle it is what is the biggest point of it all. Take the negative with the positive with the negative, the good with the bad. And just understand that through all the stuff that you feel like you don't want to go through in the journey, it prepares you for the end of that journey, or the constant development of your journey. And I just thank God for me, because when I'm writing, it's like I'm in my own world. I don't hear or see anything. All I see is me typing and writing. And that's something that I've had for a long time, but I've never been so serious about it. So it's like God now sees my heart, and it's pure and it's genuine. He's knowing it's something I really want to do. So he's been helping me. And it's like literally, I wrote a whole chapter, finished the whole chapter today. And like I said, it's not like the poetry, so it's not something small or simple. It's actually, me having to put quotation marks here or this, that, and the third. It has to be written in actually a chapter form. Something I have never done. I have wrote poetry and presented in high school. I have never wrote a chapter book. I have never had to sit there and make sure that everything a part of this dialogue is correct. And that's why I think it's flowing so much, because when your heart is pure and genuine, and you let him guide you through that process of your journey, it becomes so fulfilling, because you are doing what you love to do, but so you have assistance by somebody who really sees this in you. So it's gonna be, you can be able to pursue it. So once again, that was just a little something, and I thank y'all. Good day.